Hail adventurers! This I, Tila Tequila, Jihad Johnny! And now featuring Bonbons with Pwnstarr Gaming. Guys, you know how we do it over here at this channel. We like to start most videos with the beer of the day. This beer of the day, not gonna lie, I was sold solely on the labeling of this bad boy. It's called Dead Guy Ale from Rogue Brewing Company. They're out of Oregon, Newport, Oregon. And upon further investigation, I found out they got some restaurants and different brew houses and stuff up there. So if you're ever in Oregon, probably ought to stop by there. If their pubs are as cool as the labeling on the bottles, probably a pretty good place. Let's give it a shot. That's damn good. That is... Yeah, I like that. I'm not gonna lie. This is probably my new favorite beer for the time being. Check it out. Wow, that's good. It's not real hoppy like an IPA. It's an ale. I mean, but it's man, it's good. Either way, guys, today's video we are going to be doing a society video. We're gonna kind of look at the different societies. You know, maybe if you're a newer player, the society that you should kind of start out with, and then where it can take you and branch off, and just really how you can make money from doing these societies. So, without further ado, Outlanders, let's talk about it. Alright, so first thing, what exactly is a society? Well, a society is kind of an objective for the week. It's like your weekly to-do list, your weekly chores, your weekly mission. It's kind of just gives you an objective. So what happens is you go to a guy in Prevelia, and I'll show you exactly where this building is, and you kind of see what he's got up for grabs. You do whatever objective he has you do. You gain society points for that society. You've got your monster hunter. You've got your adventurer. You've got your tradesman. You've got your armorer, your artificer. Don't know how to say it really. And you got your seafarers. You do whatever they ask you to do, and you gain points for that society. And then you actually can spend those points on some society-specific clothing, society-specific cloth, or shield dies, runebook dies, things like that. Mounts are really popular. It's actually going to allow you to have one of those mount tokens that you can just double-click and you have a mount suddenly. Really, really helpful. Even bronze, silver, gold chain links, and reforge tools. So let's dig in even deeper now. Here we go. Okay, first up, where is this society place that you're talking about? Well, if you go to the Prevelia Bank, the popular one, and you go just northeast of it, as you can see in my mapper here, it's, you know, you'll see the little Prevelia Tailor. It seems to be right next to it. But it's this really cool building next to where the lottery place is. Here is this map for one that you have in-game, which, by the way, get you a mapper if you don't have it. It helps a ton. We'll talk about that in another video. But this is where it is. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to go in, I'm going to talk about a few of them, and then kind of at the end I'll give you a suggestion of what I think you should do if you're a newer player. But again, that's just my opinion. You do what you want, but here we go. Okay, so first up, you walk in here, and right here's your Artificer, right here's Seafarer, Armorers, Tradesmen. There's Adventurers, and probably the most popular is going to be this Monster Hunter one. You just left-click them, click Society Job, and here we are. It's going to be a bunch of different kill jobs. It's going to be, you know, kill this many of this many monsters, kill this much gold worth of creatures in this dungeon. You've got kill this much gold worth of this Slayer group, and then you have, even like kill this many bosses or kill this many mini bosses. It changes every week. There's some sort of random system that the Outlands developers have created that populate this list. If you look at the top here, you'll see your lifetime points. That's how many points that you've gained total from this society on this account, and then also how many points you have to spend. So for instance, if I click spend points, it's going to bring up, this ruffled hood. It costs 250 points, leather tunic, all these cool little wearables. I have, the 200 points that I spent was on this right here. These little fur greaves. See, they came from there. That's why 345 minus 200 equals 145. So there you go. That's what I got with mine. You can get your wearables like we've talked about, spell hue deeds. It's all the same on each society. It's just going to be different hues. So Monster Society is kind of a red one. And then also, like we've talked about, the gold chain links, the, Mastery Link Reforged tools, cool stuff like that. So this is the Monster Hunter one. This is a no-brainer if your active account that you're in dungeons doing stuff. This is the one that you would definitely do, because kill 4 bosses. If your guild is active in killing bosses, then all you have to do is just tag it. I mean, obviously you want to help your guild out, but also let's say I'm in, let's say there's a kill 25,000 gold worth of monsters in Ossuary, and I'm farming in that area, and I want to check the mini and check the main boss, and if it's up and another guild's doing it, a lot of times if you just say, hey, do you mind if I tag for a society, they'll say, yeah, sure, go ahead, and you just shoot an e-bolt at it or hit it with your sword once and walk out of the way. A lot of times they're going to allow you to do it. If they aren't, they're going to tell you pretty quickly, hey, get out of here, or we're going to kill you, or they're going to kill you, and hopefully you just got a hit on it and it'll get you closer to your job finishing. Each one gives you a certain amount of points, and then you can use those points to spend stuff. Also, the Monster Hunter Society, why it's so great is, think about this. If I need to kill 100,000 gold worth of creatures, not only is it going to give me this many points, but I'm also generating that 100,000 gold through farming those bestial slayer monsters. I'm going to be getting the arcane scrolls. If I'm a skinner or I have a skinning knife, I'm going to be skinning those monsters and keeping the leather and maybe even the ribs. I'm going to get special drops on the way. So this one is very beneficial and profitable in more ways than just the points itself. So definitely, if you've got a farming character, this is the one that you should be doing on that account. All right, that's Monster Hunter Society. Okay, next up, guys, is Artificer. You go over here to the left right when you walk in, and you'll see Kalia. Once again, you walk in straight to the left, this nice little marble room here. Left click on Kalia, Society Job, and it brings up this thing that I already had brought up. This one's great. It's going to have all the potions on here. Your alchemy. It'll have stuff even for like your plants. It's going to have your scrolls, so inscription, rune books, all that good stuff. Okay, pairing this with your Monster Hunter one it's so easy, right? Because think of this, right? If I'm doing my Monster Hunter Society on one account, or maybe the same account, depending on the room I have, then what happens is the arcane scrolls are dropping. You're getting gold, so the arcane scrolls that you need for these particular high level inscription scrolls, they're going to drop from the monsters that you're killing. Okay, you're also going to get gold, which is going to be needed to buy the blank scrolls. And if you are also an alchemist, you're going to be using a lot of cure potions and heal potions, and maybe even agility potions and all that other cool stuff. And you're going to need the gold that you get from the monsters to purchase those regions, those blank scrolls, those empty bottles, and those kegs. You see where I'm going in this? They all kind of fine tune in with each other. So that is why you should definitely, if you're doing Monster Hunter, I would probably suggest also either on that same account or preferably another account having a Scribe Alchemist. If you click on spend points, some of the cool things in here, you got a little wizard hat that looks awesome, the little battle mage tunic, because it looks really neat, the arcane robe. This is where, in my opinion, some of the cooler wearables are at. Their hue is, I see, like waist sash. I actually am wearing the waist sash. I have it fortune colored. I think it looks pretty cool. Also, the hue is like a real white one. If you've seen somebody wearing like some pure white robe and stuff like that, this is probably where they got it. It looks really cool. The Artificer Enclave mount token is just a pure white horse. Really, really good stuff. But again, same thing. You're gonna have your gold mastery chains and all that good stuff, which we'll talk about a little bit more momentarily. All right, here we are with Old Vesio, the Seafarer League Master. This one, let's say you're more of a pirate kind of guy, which we need to do a video over boating too soon. But this one's great. Once again, similar to the Monster Hunter one, this is a great place to find arcane scrolls, a great place to generate gold so that you can buy more regions, empty bottles and blank scrolls, all that good stuff for your Artificer one. This one, you got a boat, and sink a Paragon shift, sink 15,000 worth of doubloons from NPC ships, all this good stuff. This right here, also for fishing, fishing's pretty RNG. You just sit there and fish and hope you catch that fish. You can either be fishing in your boat or fishing from land, and you'll catch different types of fish. So you can check the wiki out here, and it will actually tell you where to get those fish. If we look at the points here, the points are neat. This is where you're going to get your pirates hats, your hooks, your eye patches, your Corsair's coat, which once again, that's actually what I'm wearing right now. It's just like a little open chested trench coat, really. Be part of the trench coat mafia, hey? Good stuff like that. Even a peg leg. That's pretty cool. The color is a really pretty blue. The mount is also really cool looking. And then once again, we're going to have the opportunity for bronze, silver, and gold mastery chain links. So this one also, like I previously said, pairs really, really well with the Artificer one just because the drops complement the Artificer one so well. But let's move on to the one of the other three societies. Okay, here we are with the Baradine, the Order of Armorers Master. Again, left click him, society jobs. If we look through here, his pretty straightforward. It's going to be, craft this many of this many whatevers. Okay, so this is going to be your blacksmith and your tailor. If you got a blacksmith or a tailor, this one's great. I'm still doing these, but with the increase of ingots, it's, I'm really not sure how to price this one yet. I don't really see a difference in the mount tokens, so I feel like it's a less bang for your buck currently on this specific job. I think I'm still doing it more so just because it's habit and it's comfortable, but really I'm not sure if I'm making any kind of profit back on it because ingots have increased so much. But that's not really what this video is about currently. So let's move on with this one's neat because it's gonna have more wearables. Once again, The mount token is a really cool gray, if I can find it. There we go. It's a really dark kind of gray. It's really cool. And then once again, you're going to have your gold mastery chain links, all that good stuff. What I typically like to do is, you know, if I have one of these jobs of something that I wear, like let's say, you know, Valorant plate mail gloves, exceptional. Well, that's really neat because then I can just recycle the non-exceptional ones and put the exceptional ones into my shelf. Let's say it's Averite War Maces. Well, I can put those on my vendor, and I'm kind of once again getting, you know, double dipping on the benefit of societies. So that is where this one does come into a really good positive. I do think that these, you know, like Craft 93 plate mail helms, pretty sure if I do that one, I'm going to come out behind on the price per ingot on here. We could do the math here, but basically, you know, that's really how you want to judge these is am I making a profit with these points versus the amount of raw materials that I'm using. Hopefully you farm them yourself rather than buy them, because then obviously you are making a profit, but then you have to ask yourself, would I be better off just selling the raw materials versus actually making this one in hopes of investing for the future of, you know, what we're going to talk about of how to profit from these society points here in a little bit. Okay, on to the next one. Okay, here we are with Tradesman. If I go here to Galvin, my homie Galvin, he is going to ask me to craft a bunch of wood stuff, right? Also some ingots, because he's going to do craftsmanship and what's it called? Tinkering. There we go. Craftsmanship and tinkering. So craftsmanship is going to be mostly wood. Once again, you know, 111 clubs, that's quite a bit of wood. You just kind of got to value the cost of wood versus what it is that you're crafting in the points. And then again, though, if it's something like maybe my bard uses an exceptional gnarled staff, well, then this one right here may be a pretty good one for me to do. Keep in mind, you do need 120 craftsmanship and 120 blacksmith, tailoring, and all that for all the crafting ones. We don't need it, but it's definitely going to make it a lot easier on you. So there is that to take into consideration. On here too, you know, once you get into the tinkering side of stuff, it's going to have your planter spade, your shovels, your hatchet. What's cool about this one is, so this is basically the ones that fund my miner and my gatherers, because right here I've got Craft 33 gold hatchets. Well, that's going to be really helpful because, you know, out of the 33 that I craft, let's say 17 of them become exceptional master crafted. Well, I'm going to put those 17 in my shelf and I'm going to recycle the rest. Who knows? Maybe I'll even keep the rest. Really, the only thing on the harvesting materials that's different is their durability, which is how long it's actually going to go before it breaks. Which, let's be honest, a lot of times you end up getting killed and you lose it before it breaks. Some of you guys might be master getaways on your miners though, so props to you. As far as things that are in here that, you know, are really cool, this collared shirt's really neat. It's also one of those open, you know, you get to see their chest kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, the mount's really a cool green. I like that. And then of course the gold mastery chain link stuff, those are the sort that are on every single one of them. That's it for Tradesman, or excuse me, I think this one's Craftsman. Yep, Tradesman. All right, let's move on to the last one. All right, here we are. Osgood, the Adventurer Lodge Master. If I take a peek at him, his are going to be a lot more of the lockpicks. You know, you're stealthing through the dungeons, picking the locks. Maybe you're not even stealthing. Maybe you're just killing them. Maybe you do your monster hunter and you need to go kill 100,000 worth of gold in Cavernum. Or let's say ossuary. So while I'm in ossuary, I'm also picking chests. Maybe you have an echo that's also a farmer and a lockpicker. So maybe those complement each other really well. Also, you know, just different dungeon chests of levels. You know, if you're a tamer, maybe this one's for you. If you want to tame 664 difficulty value worth of creatures in the Mausoleum, Nefsero, Polma, different jobs similar to that. You can also decode research notes or do ore maps, resource maps, stuff like that. As far as the points, what they get you in here, the open jacket's a really cool one. It's similar to the Corsair's jacket that I have. I don't have one, but it's kind of like this Corsair's jacket, but it's also kind of a more open or a more like loose fitted sort of deal. It looks pretty neat actually. The other one that's pretty cool on here is, once again, their mount is more of like a lighter brownish green, so I like that one quite a bit as well. And then again, your gold chains and reforge kits. So that's the let's see, 1, 2, 4, it's 6. That's the 6 different society jobs that you can take. There is a really cool thing too. If I go into my paper doll here, I go to help and I go into customization. Let me find it. There we go. I go to enhancements. And I do high society. What that'll do is for 750,000 gold, pretty pricey, it will increase my job limit by 3. That is pretty cool. So it will, let you do more society jobs. If you're real big into societies, which you definitely should be, it will, increase it by 3. There's also social network, which is a little bit more inexpensive, 500,000 for 2. So 2, 3, they do stack, so you can actually increase it by 5. But take a peek in this customizations thing. There's some cool things in here that I think a lot of people could benefit from, just browsing through and being like, oh, I need that, and then purchase it. They are pricey, but they help out a lot. Let's talk about some different tips and tricks with societies to help make you more money. Okay, so we've learned about the different societies, kind of some of the rewards that each society gives, and what each one is about. My personal experience, I wish I would have jumped on these a lot sooner. Like a lot of things in this game, right? You learn about it and you're like, oh man, I should have been doing that all along, right? This is one of them, I'm telling you guys. It seems like a lot, and it seems like it's a never-ending journey to get the points. But once you kind of get going and it just becomes part of your weekly routine, you suddenly you have 1,000 points, and you're like, oh wow, this is great. So here's some tips, right? Monster Hunter or Seafarers, if you have enough money to be boating, it is a lot of a startup cost. But Monster Hunter is you got to do that on your farmer. That's going to kind of pick where you're going to be farming that week. You get 100,000 gold in Mausoleum, and like I said, you're going to be getting the money to buy blank scrolls, the regents, the arcane scrolls, and things like that. They complement each other really well with the Artificer Enclave. So Monster Hunter and Artificer Enclave. I would suggest maybe on one account you're doing your Monster Hunter and some of the Artificer one, like your inscription. And then on your other 2 accounts, you once again, as money permits, you have another inscription and alchemist. And then on another account, you have another inscription and alchemist. If you're farming that much. If you're not farming that much, then maybe just the one is okay. If you're more of a casual player, you're going to get what you put into it and what your real life allows you to play this game, or what you just want to play this game, right? So what do you do to maximize your profit? Well, to maximize your profit is going to be gold chains. Get 600 points, unless you have some article of clothing that you just really want to get. Get 600 points, throw a gold chain in there, play the lottery, hope that you get something that's expensive like follower damage or something cool like that, spell aspect chance, and if you get it, great, it's going to sell for more. But even if you get a junk gold chain, like, I don't know, increased stealth steps, which really isn't junk, but I don't think it sells for much. The minimum for a gold chain is 1.8 million, but they sit around 2 million. So that means it's about 3.5K per point, roughly, that you're gaining. So 2 million gold is what you're going to get out of these gold mastery chains. Very helpful, really easy to generate some money in, kind of a matter of weeks. And 2 million is a pretty big chunk of change when you think about it. On top of the fact that you've been farming through Monster Hunter, probably on one account, and you're generating all that money. And if you're smart, you're selling some of the stuff that you've been scribing or crafting through the armorers or the craftsmen or things like that. So let's backtrack a little bit. Why do I say Artificer ×2 instead of all the other ones? Well, because of the price of ingots and things like that, it's hard to tell if you're making a full return on everything. Also, it just makes things very simple because of the farming that you're doing and you're getting all those extra items. It's almost like you're getting paid to gather the resources needed for Artificer. That's just my suggestion. I have as you saw, my armorers that I do. I have a vendor that holds weapons, Valorite and Avarite weapons, and then, I also craft bows. So I use my armorers, I do a tradesman or the craftsman, and then I do Monster Hunter and Seafarer and Artificer. So that's between my 3 accounts. Just think that Artificer is the most way to maximize your money. Guys, this has been my society guide. I hope it's been beneficial for you. I hope that you'll take this guide and really consider doing some of these society jobs because they really do help you get going. I would definitely recommend what my suggestion was. If you're starting out and you don't have a whole bunch of money, if you've got more money, maybe jump into something a little bit more crafty and things like that, or the Seafarers. Either way, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a like. Go ahead and subscribe for some future content similar to this, and then tell your friends about this. I've really enjoyed making these videos, and I hope you've enjoyed watching them. I'll see you guys soon. Guys, one last thing before we go. I want to do this for the subscribers, that if you liked this video and you comment below kind of a suggestion of what video you'd like to see next, then what will happen is we will use a random thing picker. It will look like this, and then it will, we'll put in the names of the people who participated, and it will pick who is going to be the winner. Now, if they're the winner, what will happen is a number 1 through 100 will be selected, and that person would have gotten 25,000 gold check. I think this will be a great way, especially if you're a newer player, to kind of generate some free cash. And then also it'll give me some more ideas for different videos that would be helpful to the community. I've really enjoyed doing this, so I hope you guys participate and I'm able to give away some of my hard-earned cash.